Hello and welcome. This is a space where you can relax, listen, and learn English naturally.
Take a deep breath, get comfortable, and enjoy today's story.
Hello. Welcome back to Learn Anna, Learn English Today.
Hi, everyone. We're so happy you're here. I'm Sam.
And I'm Anna. On this channel, we help you practice real, everyday English. We focus on conversations that you can use in your daily life.
Today, we are going to have a long and detailed conversation about a very common and difficult experience, losing motivation and feeling stuck on the journey to English fluency. We want to talk about how to keep going and why you should never give up.
Please remember to like this video and subscribe to Learn Anna, Learn English Today for more English practice. Your support helps us create these long, detailed lessons for you.
Let's get started. Anna, have you ever felt like you were not making any progress in a skill you were learning? That feeling of hitting a learning plateau?
Absolutely, Sam. It is a universal experience. When you first start learning, you see huge progress quickly. But then you reach a point where you study every day, but you don't feel like you are improving. It is frustrating and it makes you want to quit.
That feeling of frustration is a major reason why people give up. The smart thing to realize is that the plateau is a sign of progress. It means you have mastered the basics, and your brain is now working on the more complex, deeper structures of the language.
That is a great way to reframe it. We need to change our mindset. Instead of thinking, I am stuck, we should think, my brain is reorganizing the information. This requires patience and persistence.
So, what is the first practical step someone should take when they feel this way? Should they study harder?
No, not harder. They should study differently. If you have been focusing on reading, switch to speaking practice. If you have been using one app, try a new method like shadowing. A change in routine can trick your brain into learning again.
That is a great point. The brain needs novelty to stay engaged. We should also analyze why we feel stuck. Is it a lack of vocabulary? A fear of grammar? Identifying the specific weakness allows us to target it with a specific solution, which is the smart way to study.
Exactly. And sometimes the best thing to do is to take a planned break. A short, intentional break of 2 or 3 days can refresh your mind and allow the new information to settle. When you come back, you often find that you have made a huge leap forward without even realizing it.
That is counterintuitive but very effective. It's like letting the cement dry. The brain needs time to consolidate the new knowledge. We should also discuss the importance of tracking progress. How can our listeners see that they are improving, even on a plateau?
They can use a language portfolio. Keep a recording of yourself speaking for 1 minute every month. After 6 months, listen to the first recording and the last one. The difference will be huge, and it will be the motivation you need to keep going.
That is a powerful visual reminder that you are, in fact, improving. The plateau is an illusion. The progress is just slower and deeper.
We often hear the phrase, practice makes perfect, but I think consistency is more important than perfection. Do you agree?
I completely agree. Consistency is the secret weapon of successful language learners. It is better to study for 15 minutes every day than for 3 hours once a week. Small, daily exposure keeps the language active in your brain.
The brain loves routine. When you make English a daily habit, it becomes automatic, like brushing your teeth. It removes the need for willpower. What are some easy ways to build this daily consistency?
Use micro habits. Attach your English practice to a habit you already have. For example, after I drink my morning coffee, I will listen to a 5-minute English podcast. Or, while I am waiting for the bus, I will review 10 flashcards.
Micro-habits are fantastic because they build momentum without requiring massive willpower. We should also talk about temptation bundling. This is when you pair an activity you want to do with an activity you need to do. For example, I will only watch my favorite TV show, want, while I am doing my English flashcards, need.
That is a very smart psychological trick. It makes the learning process enjoyable. Another tip for consistency is to design your environment for success. Leave your English book or flashcards on your pillow so it is the first thing you see. Remove distractions like turning off social media notifications during your study time.
Designing your environment is key. Make the desired action easy and the undesired action difficult. We should also emphasize the 2-day rule. Never miss your practice 2 days in a row. 1 day is okay, but 2 days can break the chain of consistency.
The 2-day rule is a great safety net. It allows for flexibility while protecting the habit. Remember, the goal is not to be perfect, but to be unbreakable in your commitment.
That is a very smart strategy. It makes the practice feel effortless. I also recommend using a habit tracker. Seeing a long chain of successful days is a huge motivator. You don't want to break the chain.
And remember to be kind to yourself. If you miss a day, don't give up completely. Just start again the next day. One missed day does not erase weeks of progress. This is where self-compassion comes in.
Self-compassion is crucial. We are often our own harshest critics. We need to treat ourselves like a good friend who is learning a new skill. We would never tell a friend to quit after one mistake.
Let's talk about setbacks. You fail an exam, you can't understand a native speaker, or you make a big mistake in a conversation. How do you recover from these moments without giving up?
You must adopt a growth mindset. This is the belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. A setback is not a reflection of your ability. It is just a temporary obstacle.
So instead of thinking, I am bad at English, you should think, I haven't mastered this yet, but I can learn it. It is the power of the word yet.
Exactly. And you must analyze the mistake. Don't just feel bad about it. Ask yourself, what did I learn from this mistake? What should I do differently next time? Mistakes are your best teachers.
I recommend keeping a mistake journal. Write down the mistakes you make and the correct way to say them. Review this journal regularly. This turns a negative experience into a positive learning tool.
That is a very practical idea. Also, remember to separate your self-worth from your performance. Your value as a person is not tied to your English fluency. Be kind to yourself.
When motivation is low, we need something powerful to pull us forward. That is the why. Why are you learning English?
Your why must be emotional and personal. Is it to get a better job and provide for your family? Is it to travel the world and connect with different cultures? Is it to read your favorite books in their original language?
The why is your fuel. When you feel tired, you must reconnect with that powerful reason. I recommend writing your why on a sticky note and putting it where you can see it every day.
That is a great visual reminder. I also think it is important to visualize your success. Close your eyes and imagine how you will feel when you achieve fluency. Imagine the job interview, the trip, or the conversation. Use that feeling as motivation.
Visualization is a powerful tool for the brain. It makes the goal feel real and achievable. It helps you maintain focus and determination.
And remember to share your why with someone you trust. Sharing your goal creates accountability and gives you a support system. We are here to support you.
We should also mention the future self concept. Imagine your future self fluent in English and ask them for advice. What did they do to succeed? This connects your present actions to your future success.
That is a very powerful technique. It makes the future feel tangible. And remember to revisit your why often. Your reasons for learning English might change over time. What motivated you last year might not motivate you today.
Reconnecting with your why is like refueling your car. It gives you the energy to keep going, especially when the road gets tough. Keep your why strong and the how will become easier.
We talked about training the brain, but we also need to train the mouth. Fluency is a physical skill, like playing a musical instrument. What are the best active practice techniques?
Shadowing is number one. It trains your mouth muscles to produce English sounds and rhythms automatically. It is the best way to reduce hesitation.
Yes, but with a purpose. Use the listen and repeat method, but focus on intonation and stress. Don't just repeat the words, repeat the feeling and the music of the sentence.
I also recommend speaking out loud as much as possible, even when you are alone. Narrate your day, talk to your pet, or read a book out loud. This builds muscle memory in your mouth.
And don't forget paraphrasing. When you can't find the exact word, use other words to describe it. This trains your brain to be flexible and keeps the conversation flowing, which is the definition of fluency.
We should also encourage micro speaking. This means recording a short 30-second audio message to a language partner or a friend every day, summarizing your day or talking about the weather. It is a low-pressure way to practice speaking.
Microspeaking is excellent for building confidence. Also, use tongue twisters to train your mouth muscles. Phrases like, "She sells seashells by the seashore" might seem silly, but they are great for improving articulation and speed.
Tongue twisters are a fun way to practice. And finally, use role playing. Imagine you are in a specific situation, like ordering food at a restaurant or checking in at a hotel, and act out the conversation out loud. This prepares your mouth for real-life scenarios.
Role-playing is a powerful technique for reducing anxiety in real-life situations. The more you practice, the more automatic the language becomes.
Our environment plays a huge role in our motivation. How can we create a supportive environment for learning English?
Create an English bubble. Change the language of your phone, watch English movies, listen to English music, and read English news. The more you surround yourself with the language, the faster your brain will adapt.
I also think community is essential. Find a language partner, join an online group, or take a conversation class. Learning is much more fun and motivating when you do it with others.
A community provides accountability and support. When you feel like giving up, your community will encourage you to keep going. You can also share your small wins and celebrate the progress of others.
And remember to be a mentor to someone else. Teaching or helping a less experienced learner is a fantastic way to solidify your own knowledge and boost your confidence.
Many learners struggle with comparison. They look at fluent speakers and feel discouraged, thinking, "I will never be that good." This leads to imposter syndrome. How do we deal with this?
You must remember that everyone starts somewhere. The fluent speaker you admire was once a beginner. Compare yourself only to your past self. Look at how much you have improved since you started. That is the only comparison that matters.
We should also address negative self-talk. When you make a mistake, the little voice in your head says, "You are terrible at this." You must learn to challenge that voice. Ask yourself, is this thought 100% true? The answer is always no.
That is a crucial psychological step. Replace the negative thought with a positive affirmation. Instead of, "I can't do this," say, "I am learning and improving every day." Use the language of self-compassion.
And remember that social media often shows only the highlight reel of other people's lives and learning journeys. You are comparing your messy, real-life process to their polished final product. That is an unfair comparison.
That is a very important reminder. Focus on your own journey, your own pace, and your own progress. Your journey is unique and valid. The only competition you have is with the person you were yesterday.
That is a very healthy perspective. I recommend keeping a success journal. Write down every small win. I understood the news today. I used the present perfect correctly. I had a 2-minute conversation.
The Success Journal is a powerful tool against imposter syndrome. When you feel discouraged, you can look at the journal and see concrete evidence of your progress. It reminds you that you are a successful learner.
And remember that fluency is not perfection. Fluency is the ability to communicate effectively. It is not about having a perfect accent or never making a mistake. It is about being understood. Let's review some motivational phrases and idioms that our listeners can use to encourage themselves and others.
We can use keep your chin up. It means to remain cheerful in difficult circumstances. Example, you failed the test, but keep your chin up and study for the next one.
We can use hang in there. It means to persevere and not give up. Example, learning English is hard, but hang in there. You are making progress.
We can use every cloud has a silver lining. It means that every difficult or unpleasant situation has some positive side. Example, the long delay gave me time to practice my English. Every cloud has a silver lining.
We can use practice makes perfect. It means that doing something repeatedly is the only way to become good at it. Example, don't worry about your accent. Practice makes perfect.
We can use where there's a will, there's a way. It means that if you are determined enough, you can find a way to achieve what you want. Example, I don't have much time, but where there's a will, there's a way to fit in 15 minutes of English practice.
Another great one is Rome wasn't built in a day. This reminds us that important work takes time and patience. Example, don't worry if you are not fluent yet. Rome wasn't built in a day.
And how about no pain, no gain? This means that suffering is necessary to achieve something difficult. Example, speaking English is challenging, but no pain, no gain. The effort is worth it.
We should also include bite the bullet. It means to face a difficult or unpleasant situation with courage. Example, I hate speaking on the phone, but I need to bite the bullet and call the hotel in English.
And finally, the ball is in your court. This means it is your turn to take action or make a decision. Example, we gave you all the tips, now the ball is in your court to start practicing. These idioms are perfect for encouraging yourself when you feel like giving up.
Now let's review some key vocabulary related to motivation and success.
We used perseverance. It is the quality of continuing to do something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. Example, perseverance is the most important quality for a language learner.
We used resilience, is the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties. Example, a resilient learner sees a mistake as a chance to learn.
We used setback. It is a reversal or check in progress. Example, don't let a small setback stop you from achieving your goal.
We used momentum. It is the force or speed of movement. Example, keep your daily practice going to maintain your momentum.
We used growth mindset. It is the belief that abilities can be developed through dedication. Example, with a growth mindset, you believe you can achieve fluency.
We used self-compassion. It is the practice of being kind and understanding to yourself. Example, use self-compassion when you feel frustrated with your progress.
We used accountability. It is the fact or condition of being responsible. Example, sharing your goal with a friend creates accountability.
We used milestone. It is an important stage or event in the development of something. Example, having a 5-minute conversation in English is a huge milestone.
Let's add discipline. It is the practice of training people to obey rules or a code of behavior, using punishment to correct disobedience. Example, discipline is what keeps you going when motivation is gone.
And self-efficacy. It is the belief in one's ability to succeed in specific situations or accomplish a task. Example, high self-efficacy is essential for overcoming the fear of speaking.
We should also include intrinsic motivation. This is the desire to perform a behavior for its own sake, not for external rewards. Example, my intrinsic motivation is the joy of connecting with people from different cultures.
And extrinsic motivation. This is the desire to perform a behavior to receive promised rewards or avoid threatened punishment. Example, getting a better job is an extrinsic motivation for learning English.
Finally, let's review accountability partner. This is a person who holds you responsible for achieving your goals. Example, Sam is my accountability partner from my new reading habit.
Anna, we have covered many strategies today. What is the most important thing our listeners should remember about the long-term journey to fluency?
The most important thing is that fluency is a marathon, not a sprint. It takes time, consistency, and patience. Don't expect to be fluent in 3 months. Enjoy the process.
That is a very comforting thought. It takes the pressure off. The goal is not to be perfect, but to be better than yesterday. We should encourage our listeners to look back at their progress every few months.
Exactly. Look at how much you have improved since you started. That is the real motivation. And remember to celebrate your small wins. Did you understand a difficult movie without subtitles? Did you have a 5-minute conversation with a native speaker? Celebrate those moments.
Celebrating small wins reinforces the positive behavior. It tells your brain, this is working, keep going. It is a crucial part of the smart learning process.
And finally, remember that English is a global language. You don't have to sound like a specific country. Embrace your accent. Your accent is part of your identity. The most important thing is to be clear and confident.
Confidence is the key to speaking without difficulty. When you are confident, you are less likely to freeze and more likely to use the smart techniques we discussed today. We are here to help you build that confidence.
We should also mention the concept of deliberate practice. This means focusing on the specific areas where you are weak instead of just doing what is easy. If grammar is hard, spend 80% of your time on grammar.
Deliberate practice is uncomfortable, but it is the fastest way to improve. It is like lifting heavier weights at the gym. It is where the real growth happens.
And remember to find your voice. English is a tool for you to express your unique personality and ideas. Don't try to sound like anyone else. Be yourself in English.
That is the most important advice. Authenticity is what makes a conversation interesting. When you speak from the heart, your fluency will naturally follow.
And finally, never forget the joy of learning. Language learning should be an adventure, a journey of discovery. If you are not having fun, you are doing it wrong. Find ways to make your practice enjoyable.
We hope this conversation has given you the motivation and the tools you need to keep going. Remember, every time you feel tired, just listen to this conversation again.
Now it is your turn to speak. We have our favorite part of the show, the question of the day.
Today's question is, what is the one thing you will do today to keep your English learning momentum going? And what is your biggest why? Tell us all the details.
Yes, please tell us your answer in the comments below. We love reading your comments and cheering for you. We try to reply to every comment and answer your questions.
And remember, if you enjoyed this long and detailed lesson, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Learn Anna, Learn English Today. Your support helps us create more lessons like this one.
Thank you for watching Learn Anna, Learn English Today. Keep practicing, keep believing, and never give up.
Bye for now.
Goodbye.
Remember, the most important thing is to keep your practice fun and relevant to your life.
That's right. When you enjoy the process, consistency becomes easy. We hope to see you in our next lesson where we will discuss another exciting topic.
Until then, keep speaking, keep learning, and keep training your brain the smart way.
Bye for now.